Over the last, I would say 15 years or so, one of the things that Man United fans have held on to as a form of bragging rights, even in the post-Sir Alex Ferguson era, is the fact that United have the record number of English league titles. But today, that record will be equaled, or at least that's what it feels like at the minute. Liverpool just need a single point. It's astonishing, really, that Liverpool have been able to close in on this record.
Well, I think it is. I think it was amazing that Man United caught up with Liverpool in the first place, because Liverpool was so far ahead. And it's amazing that Man United have not threatened for the last 10 years and Liverpool have been there or thereabouts. I think it's an amazing achievement. I think it's incredible when you think that Manchester United lose Sir Alex and they go into the wilderness for 10 years. Liverpool lose Jurgen Klopp. You think there's going to be a big change, and all of a sudden it goes the other way, and Arne Slot comes in and looks like he's been in the Premier League for 10 years, never mind one season, and to do what he's done with the club, to keep the Klopp legacy going and to go and win it the first year in charge is incredible.
I want to ask exactly what Lee pointed out there, Gary. I mean, this was supposed to be the year of transition for Liverpool. This was supposed to be the year where, you know, they sort of recuperate and recover and attempt to rebuild the foundations from the Jurgen Klopp era. But instead, they've sort of just carried on the legacy of Jurgen Klopp, and they've gone on and challenged for the league, and now within 1 point of winning the league.
Well, I think if you look at what Arne Slot's done, it's been an exceptional job. But I think it's because he recognised that he had been left with a very good squad of players. They did try to make signings last summer, Liverpool, and they didn't particularly. Chiesa came in. Mamardashvili, the goalkeeper who went back out on loan. So, and in the January transfer window, Liverpool brought nobody in. So it's predominantly Jurgen Klopp's squad, but Arne Slot has modified the playing style, individual performances, has got a little bit more out of certain players than even Klopp got out of them. And I think that's been partly his secret, for sure. You know, if it doesn't need fixing, maybe it only needs tweaking, and that's what he's done. But there are people also saying, well, you know, so therefore Arne Slot hasn't done a particularly good job. I can't agree with that, because Lee mentioned it a moment ago. You know, when Alex Ferguson left, you know, David Moyes took over and had a difficult time, to say the least, and it's been difficult ever since. You know, Arsene Wenger leaves Arsenal after so long. Unai Emery comes in and he can't cut it there. So, you know, Arne Slot's done something which other great coaches have really struggled to do. It's a phenomenal achievement.
I suppose, Lee, the part that is perhaps most impressive is the fact that he walked into a team that was built by a completely different setup, by a completely different manager, without the opportunity, or without rather, you know, chopping and changing the entire team. He has sort of made small tweaks. And as a result of that, the dominance that they have shown this year, they've stayed at the top of the league for 205 days. I suppose that's the most incredible part about this campaign.
It is, and you know, they've shown unbelievable consistency, and that's what you have to do to win the Premier League. I think he's a clever manager. I think he's very astute, and I think he realised when he went in there how good the squad was and what he'd been left by Jurgen Klopp. I think maybe a more egotistical manager might have gone in and tried to change a few things just to get it round to his way, but he hasn't done that. He's just, like Gary said, he just made little tiny tweaks here and there and improved a couple of players here and there. But he's just sort of gone with what Jurgen has left him. And I think that takes a bit of bravery as well, to sort of leave it to what was done before you and just carry on the legacy rather than try and change it and make it into your own. And no, I think they've been absolutely incredible. I don't want to take anything away from them, but I also think that the fact that Man City have probably struggled this year, Arsenal have struggled this year. I think they're probably going to end up with maybe the lowest points total to win a Premier League in the last few years, because the competition at the top has been so fierce. But take nothing away from them. They've been so consistent. They've been brilliant all throughout every department: defence, midfield, attack, and then obviously to get the two big boys signing towards the end of the season just puts the icing on the cake.